Hi everyone, Greeno here, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, as you can see at the top of the screen here, we have completed 14 of the 15 drives we need to complete the Christmas Toys of Yesteryear event. So today, we're going to polish that off. Let's go. And so here is the last job that we are going to do of this event. So we've made our way over to Dijon on my last drive, and we're going to go from there all the way down to Corsica. So we're going to be driving to Marseille, catching a ferry across to Corsica. The good thing about that is it gives me an opportunity then to whip round Corsica and pick up whatever cities I need to there to help me complete the French DLC. That's the thinking behind it. Plus, you'll notice here, this town in Corsica called Bonifacio has only had 214 of the 1,000 gifts. So I think it's good for us to go out with a delivery that might actually make a difference to some of the locals there. I guess they need some Dijon mustard to go with whatever leftover meats they've got after Christmas. That's what we're going to do. So let me go and get it hooked up. We'll get on the road. So here we are on the road. We've literally just left the depot where we collected the last trailer that we need for this event. So it's the last time we're going to see one of these funky Christmas trailers, unfortunately. As you can see, it's around 5:15 in the morning at the moment, so it's dark still, but the majority of the drive we should be able to do in daylight hours. I just slept, so we have a good while until we'll need to sleep again. There we are, best part of 11 hours. So that'll take us through till about 6 PM. So by then it will probably just about be getting dark again, I suppose. One thing that I have got to be a little bit mindful of here, haven't got much petrol left, so I've got to try and find a gas station on the route. I was trying to find one on the last drive, and there just weren't any in Dijon anywhere that I could find, so it's not an emergency just yet. We've got about 190 kilometres left that we can go, I think, there or thereabouts, so yeah, nothing to panic about just yet, but definitely something worth keeping an eye on. Anyhow, let's get underway, and we'll come back when it starts to get a bit lighter. So, as you can probably see, we did manage to stop and refuel. There was a gas station about 100 kilometres outside of Dijon, so that was pretty handy. So, filled up, cost me about €1,000 to do so. They have some big old tanks on these trucks, don't they? It's a pretty foggy start to the morning, though, by the looks of it here, which isn't ideal driving conditions. The French motorways are a bit of an oddity as well. You can drive 90 kilometres an hour on them, which is great. Very difficult to pick up speeding tickets. But they're not very straight. So there's quite a lot of sort of twists and turns on them and corners where if you were going at maximum speed, you're not going to be able to stay in the same lane with the weight of the truck behind you, so you do have to be a little bit mindful of that. But I think it's going to be mostly motorway all the way down to Marseille from where we are. We passed by Lyon, which is obviously a major city, so there's going to be really good road links there. So I very much doubt we'll have to come off of the Péage motorway very much. Although saying that, there's just a sign up there saying there is a Péage toll point up ahead. So maybe we are coming off for a bit. Who knows? Anyway, it's a shame we haven't got better weather, because I'd like to see a bit more that's going on. I've really been enjoying these winter weather mods and the snowy surroundings and the like. So I'd like to see a bit more of them if we possibly can. If you caught the last episode, I was asking for comments on whether you think we should stick with the winter weather mods for a little while, or whether we should switch back to the normal weather. So if you haven't voiced an opinion on that yet, then feel free to do so in the comments of this video. Any feedback you've got on that is gratefully received. There we are, €52 paid to the French motorway people. So we're just going to crack on. You have to be a little bit careful coming out of these toll areas in France, because anything approaching you on the right hand side, generally speaking, doesn't stop. so it can be a little bit hairy at times. Anyhow, we're going to crack on and start heading down towards Marseille. So here we are in the outskirts of Lyon. There's a bunch of these little tunnels around. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Whether it's just that the main road kind of goes underneath the Lyon kind of road network at times. Not quite sure, but we've had 3 or 4 of them come up in fairly quick succession. I'm surprised to be going this close through the city, really, to be honest. I assumed there'd just be like a big ring road around it, but apparently not. Maybe we'll have a little look outside of the cab while we're here. There's a funky looking building here on the left hand side. Not quite sure what that is. The French do like that kind of architecture. Normally if there's anything sort of cultural centre or anything like that, they'll get an architect who's clearly been on some kind of strong medication to build it, and it ends up being some funky shape or other. So that's pretty cool. I'll find out what that is a bit later on, I guess. But yeah, you can see it's brightened up quite nicely now, so this is becoming a bit more of a pleasurable drive. Always nice when the sun is out. The foggy weather, obviously, you can't see too much. The one thing I have noticed with the winter mods is we haven't had much actual snowfall. I think I've only had proper snow on 2 out of these 15 drives. So I guess I could have altered that a little bit. There are adjustments you can make in the weather set up to get more or less precipitation. So I could probably have altered that a little bit. And I guess possibly it does depend a little bit where you are. Certain areas like Norway, for example, or the west coast of Denmark, you might see a little bit more rainfall, or Scotland, definitely, than you would, in the south of France, for example. So maybe it also snows there a bit more. I'm not sure. Anyway, it'd be nice to see a little bit more snow before we get to the end of this, but whether we do or not, I don't know. But of course, if we do keep the winter weather mods on, there's a chance to see more snow then, so maybe that's a good reason to do it. Oh dear. It seems I can't fit under there. The clue in the 2 metre thing should have been a bit of a giveaway. Let's hope there's nothing coming up behind me. Oh dear, oh dear. I didn't spot that until the very last second. Can I come round this way now instead? I guess so. Right. Not only have I got to pay for the privilege of driving on the French motorways. Hang on, maybe I can't even go in this one. Need a special kind of permit or something? Most of the toll booths around kind of just let you through no matter what. Maybe this one doesn't. Okay. We are making a right pig's ear of this, aren't we? Right, so how am I going to get round to one of those ones there then? Because it's going to be pretty difficult to straighten up enough. I am causing havoc. I'm driving the wrong way down a French motorway now. That's a bit of fun, isn't it? Let's try and get through here. Am I allowed through here? I don't know. It might be a similar one to the one I just couldn't get through. Let's give it a try. Come on. There we go. We're away. We've done it. Well, that was an unexpected bit of fun. Good lord. Right. Onwards. There's a nice little scene off to the left there. Probably the foothills of the Alps or something like that. That's pretty nice. Let's get back in the cab, though, before we do anything else stupid. Yeah, we've been having a bit of fun today. I was very pleased to be able to get through that toll booth in the end. All the traffic just seemed to melt away, which I thought was quite good, because otherwise I'd have been in a real spot of bother, wouldn't I? But thankfully, the French drivers turned out to be a bit more considerate than one would normally expect. Right. It can't be that far for us to go until we hit Marseille now, I wouldn't have thought. Probably only another couple of hours or so, and then, of course, we've got a long boat ride over to Corsica. And I think, once we hit Corsica, I mean, it would basically deliver into the town where we catch the ferry into. There won't be much of a drive the other side. So, yeah, this could be the last little stretch of this drive, really. Okay, so this is the first time that we have actually touched Marseille as well. So that's good. That counts towards the Vive la France kind of achievement, getting around all the French cities. I don't think you see an awful lot of snow in Marseille generally, so I imagine the residents here will be pretty happy with this. All the kids will be out of school, building snowmen and having snowball fights and the like. Because it's something they won't get to do terribly often. Thinking of that, I was once in Israel, and it was about a fortnight after they'd had a load of snow down in the Negev desert, which is sort of the south of the country, and that is almost unheard of, you know. So, yeah, everyone there was talking about how rare it was and what a cool event it was, and yeah, I think it's probably about the same here. Anyway, we're pretty close to the port, I think. So let's catch up when we get to where the boat is. Yeah, look at this. Palm trees with snow on. How cool is that? Okay, so here we are arriving into the port district of Marseille. That's the Mediterranean Sea over to the right-hand side there. One thing I was thinking about with this Christmas event, I don't know what you guys think about this, is it does seem a little bit odd to be running it kind of this late. So it runs up until the 16th of January, and they kind of start it in mid-December. So I was just thinking, would it not make sense for them to have started it maybe December 1st and run it through the whole month of December? Because it does seem a little bit odd in the middle of January still to be delivering Christmas gifts around. Or maybe these are the returns or something. These are people who didn't like their Christmas presents. They've taken them back to whatever French supermarket or hypermarket it was. Maybe this is a load of decathlon gear that people thought would be a good idea for using for the gym in January, and then have decided, nah, we're not bothered with that. We'll send it back. Possibly something like that. But yeah, for me, I think it just makes sense if they were to run the event through all of December, rather than just the back end of December and the first half of January. That just seems to make a little bit more sense to me. So I'm not quite sure where exactly this ferry is. It's a little bit further out of the town than I expected it to be. I thought it'd be right on the sort of harbour side, but apparently not. We've not seen an awful lot of Marseille, to be honest, here. It's just been pretty much straight into the docks from the main road, to be honest. So I've never been to Marseille myself, so I don't know what kind of a city it is. Obviously, it's a pretty big city. I wouldn't have minded seeing the Stade Velodrome if that was about somewhere. I don't know where that's situated in the city. That would have been a pretty cool feature if they had that in the game. I know they have got some sports stadiums around. I think the Allianz Arena outside of Munich is there. Not that I've seen it in the game yet, but that'd be a pretty cool one to drive past. So maybe we'll do that at some point when we've done what we want to do in France. It can't be very far now. I can see on the map where the little anchor is. That's where it's where the ferry port will sit. There's a little question mark next to it, which I find intriguing. I'm wondering whether this is one of the new viewpoints that have been put in. Yeah, we've discovered a new viewpoint. Okay. So that's cool. This is the first of these that I've actually come across. So we're definitely going to have to go and check this out. What this will do is bring up a nice cutscene of the area. So I definitely want to go and have a look at that. It's just round this corner here. We've got this little right turn to negotiate. And then the viewpoint is here, right actually in the port. So let's go and take a look at it before we hop on the boat. Where's the little icon for it? Is it right here close to the boat, huh? Can I find it without actually getting on the boat first? Yeah, here we are. I can see something just up here on the left-hand side. So let's go and take a look at this. This should be pretty cool. Here we go then. So at least, well, they got my truck in it. So that's nice. There's obviously some buildings here in the port of Marseille. It's not the most inspiring view at this point. It's basically just a view of my truck with a little forklift, a few French lads standing around, and a couple of tall buildings. Is there going to be anything more spectacular than this? No, some scaffolding, some construction work. This is not going to bring the tourists in, I don't think. Come and see the beautiful view of French construction. Well, that gives you a bit of an overview of what a big harbour it is. There's a lot of container freight over there, of course. And you can see our truck, the bright green cab down there, just about to hop onto the ferry. Well, I have to say, for having discovered that first viewpoint, it feels like a bit of a damp squib to me. Hopefully, there'll be more inspiring ones as we go along. Anyway, let's go and hop on this ferry. We'll catch up on some sleep by doing so. So we should turn up onto Corsica completely refreshed. And, yeah, ready to make our delivery. Let's go. Okay, so we are here now in Porto Vecchio, which is where we have been dropped off by the ferry. Again, somewhere that we hadn't actually picked up along the way for now. Get these lights on properly so I can see where I'm going. So that's 15 cities now out of the 30 odd that we need. But also there was one around the island of Beauty that came up, which is 3 out of 6. So that's obviously the cities in Corsica. So what I plan to do once I've made this delivery is to see if I can find another little job around the island that will enable me to get around and pick up all the little towns here. And then we can catch the ferry back over to mainland France again and start doing all around there. That's the plan. We've got about a 20-minute drive still left to do. In the dark, of course. It's 2:30 in the morning when we've arrived here, so we're not going to get to see anything of the island on this drive, but hopefully a bit more next time. Anyway, I'll come back when we're ready to make the drop-off. Okay, so we have now discovered Bonifacio. That gives us 4 out of 6 for that all around the Isle of Beauty achievement. So hopefully we'll be able to pick that up fairly easily. Whoa, turn right here? Good lord, that's going to be tight. Yeah, a little bit of damage to the trailer there. I've clipped the wall, but blimey. Uh-oh, now we're in trouble. How are we going to get around here? Can't even see the back of the truck, let alone negotiate it properly. I've got to sort of swing this way a little bit more and then try and cut it around here. I mean, this is insane. There we go. We've managed to free it up and get past there. Wow, that was tight, wasn't it? Okay, so where are we delivering? Into this little yard here. Into a marina by the looks of it. So, again, bizarre place to be dropping off Christmas gifts, but whatever. Let's see what kind of parking job we get here, because the marina yards generally are not very big at all. How are we supposed to do that, though? Do you know what? We're going to play it safe. It's the dead of night. We're not going to be trying to drive around and park in a completely unreasonable way, because the likelihood is I'll drive off of the marina and into the sea down there. And we could do without that, couldn't we? So let's just try and grab this. Straighten up a bit. Can we get the trailer straight enough on the first attempt, or not quite? No, not quite by the looks of it. Not going to give it to us, is it? Okay. Well, let's try and get it straight now. Which way are we cutting it? Wrong way, Greeno, wrong way, Greeno. Well, maybe the reversing job would have been easier. We're not going to get it here, that's for sure. Right, let's try again. Not at the best angle here either, to be honest with you. But we'll give it a try. We'll come round here and we'll try and straighten the truck up. We should just about cut it in this time. There we go. Done. Not spectacularly, but done. So there we are. So that is going to be the end of that event for us. I'm pretty happy that we've managed to do it. 15 out of 15 deliveries. Nice one. So, like I say, from now on, we're going to be doing a little bit of a tour around France. We're going to start with our next job, where we're going to try and complete the Isles of Beauty achievement. We're picking up the other little towns in Corsica, and then we'll catch the boat back over to Marseille again and start charging around mainland France. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Again, one or two little incidents in there. Getting into the base was not very easy at the end there, was it? I'm glad I wasn't doing that with the yacht, to be honest. That could have caused all sorts of problems. But yeah, and fun at the toll booth as well. That was interesting, wasn't it? But if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about today's episode, or the Christmas event, the series as a whole, anything you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments section below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, don't forget, click on that little button and ding your bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the content coming up. But it just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more action here with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Bye for now.